Okay, we hope you enjoyed those two. Man, it's so much fun working with this group of kids. They always come energized and ready to go. Of course, it's the end of the day, and so some of them have lost all their energy, but it's we've had a good time so far. I would like to recognize a few individuals who did something pretty impressive this past week. On Friday, several of our middle schoolers traveled to Carthage to compete in the all-region band process. What that is they bring it together. Several schools send their kids to compete in a chair test. And they take the top, however many, and they make what we call the all-region band. In January, those people who made the all-region band will perform a concert for parents and community members. And so at this time, I'd like to recognize those who made it. When I call your name, please stand up. Lisa Campos, 5th chair flute. Arista Lee, 2nd alternate flute. Alondra Dominguez Hernandez, 13th chair clarinet. Hope Borcali, 22nd chair clarinet. Riley Youngblood, 23rd chair clarinet. Autumn Andrusik, 15th chair trumpet. Kaylee Pratt, 1st alternate trumpet. And Ilion Hernandez, 1st chair tuba. Go sit down. So like I said, it's a pretty impressive thing because they're not only competing against themselves, but they're also competing against other 8th graders. And as you can assume, most 8th graders make the band. So to have this many 7th graders make it is not only a testament to them as an individual musician, but to this band as a whole. So please give them one more round of applause. We're going to continue our program with Silver Bells, followed by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay. Before we play our last piece, I have a few thank yous to say. First, I'd like to thank our administration for their support and everything that they do for us. I'd like to thank the other band staff. This is not a one-man show. In fact, it's without them, none of this would happen. It's whether they're just sitting in there to help listen and give advice, or if they're pulling out for sectionals, or whatever the case may be. It's definitely a team effort on all of our parts. So I want to send out a sincere thank you to all the band staff. And then finally, I'd like to thank you, the parents and community members, for letting us teach your children and for being good role models for them and giving us good people to work with. So, band, why don't you give your parents a hand for them being awesome. Okay, so our last piece tonight is going to be kind of different. It's entitled The Night Before Christmas, and as most of you might know, that is actually a poem, and we're going to read it. And what this piece is it takes several different familiar Christmas songs, and it, in certain moments of the poem, plays them, as well as certain percussion effects that add to the environment. So obviously we need a narrator, and our head middle school director has graciously given her time and talents for this. And so please welcome Miss Christina Smith as our narrator. Thank you once again for coming, and we wish you all Merry Christmas. We hope you will stay and listen to the 8th grade band after us.
Would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. Tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. the roof, the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and he filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." we have a bit of a set change for the next one. And so while we do that, the kids went to a contest last week called All Region Band, and they work on music, and I'm sure Mr. McLaren told you, but they work on music, and it's a big giant cheer test against kids from all over East Texas. About 1,000 kids auditioned last Friday in Carthage, and they were trying to get a position in the All Region Band. We had 22 students in 7th and 8th grade selected for All Region Honors, which is quite the accomplishment. Real quick, Stephanie Ruan earned first chair flute, and if you guys will stand up. Okay, Nicole Aguilar won 6th chair flute. Linda Flanagan, 10th chair flute. I'll let you clap, I promise. Okay, Brianna Gonzalez, 8th chair clarinet. Araceli Gonzalez, alternate alto saxophone. Wesley Wages, 3rd chair trumpet. Emily Elliott, 5th chair trumpet. Andreas Vasquez, 13th chair trumpet. Edwin Moreno, 6th chair French horn. Demarche Patton, 7th chair French horn. Obed Lopez, 3rd chair trombone. Andy Miller earned 7th chair trombone. Gally Rowland earned 4th chair baritone. And Wyatt Stone earned 2nd chair tuba. Give these guys a round of applause. I'll keep standing for one more second. Now they'll get to go and play a concert in January with all the other kids from the other schools who were selected. And so it's quite the neat experience. And I can't wait to see what these guys do in high school. All right, I'll stop embarrassing you. You guys can have a seat. All right, our next tune is called Christmas in the Kitchen. And as you can see, features solo pots, pans, and bowls. And so I hope you guys enjoy Christmas in the Kitchen, and I'm sorry if they've been beating on your pots and pans at home. When they started beating on the pans, they said, "Miss Smith, are these from your house?" And I said, "Not on your life, guys." So anyway, yeah. All right. Real quick before we play our last tune, I would like to give a few thank yous. I'd like to thank Dr. Hockenberry. I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees, Mr. Henson and Miss Cloudy, principals over at the middle school, and our Band Booster Club for the endless support they provide us as band directors and all the 600 kids we see every day. I'd also like to thank my fellow band directors because they've really helped us get ready for performances in the fall, football games and all things like that. And I'd like to take a moment to thank you guys for encouraging music as something worthy of their time. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to teach your children. They are a joy, and you guys are doing a great job as parents because these kids, they're so well-mannered, and they say thank you and please, and if I need help, they do it in a heartbeat. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. Our last song this evening combines melodies from Can Can by a composer called Offenbach, and it is juxtaposed with Jingle Bells, Joy to the World, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and even a quote from a circus march called Entrance of the Gladiators. We hope you enjoy A Christmas Can Can. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you've enjoyed the last 2 evenings of concerts, and you guys have a Merry Christmas.